There are 1,536 end portal frames in every Minecraft world, but not a single one can be obtained in survival Minecraft. Much like Bedrock, end portal frames are indestructible, meaning that no matter what you do, you can't get them without using creative mode or commands. But what if I told you that I found a way to obtain not just one end portal frame, but an infinite amount, and would use them to create the largest end portal ever, all in vanilla Minecraft? It all started back in April, when a YouTuber named Parrot acquired Bedrock, the first of 5 blocks he deemed unobtainable in survival Minecraft. His success begged the question, if it was indeed possible to obtain Bedrock, could the same be true for any of the others? More specifically, I wanted to know if it was possible to obtain end portal frames in survival Minecraft, so I began to test a variety of machines that claimed to do the job. Unfortunately, none of them worked, and with no clear path forward, I gave up. That was until I stumbled upon a video that would revolutionize my approach entirely. A video that had the exact answer I was looking for all along. Time travel. In older versions of the game, you would automatically spawn in with items in your hotbar. This, at the time, was mainly used to promote the release of new items and to allow players to experiment with their features. In theory, I could take advantage of this to gain access to almost any block in the game. And after some digging, I found that in order to do this, I'd need to take a journey almost 12 years in the past to one of 6 versions of Minecraft that were never truly released, and to the only version out of over 300 in which end portal frames could be obtained. Welcome to Beta 1.9 Pre-Release 3, a version of Minecraft where the end dimension doesn't even exist. Loading up an older version of Minecraft seems simple enough on the surface. However, when I opened the Minecraft launcher, I encountered a massive problem. The beta versions of Minecraft were nowhere to be found. But after some research, I discovered a setting that when activated would allow me to play older versions of Minecraft. So now, all I had to do was scroll down, and it's supposed to be right here, isn't it? Yes, it was. But as I said earlier, this version of Minecraft was never actually released, meaning that unless I could find another way to go back in time, end portal frames would remain unobtainable forever. And that's when I discovered Betacraft, a launcher that allows you to play any version of Minecraft ever created, including Beta 1.9 Pre-Release 3. But wait, why is being in this version so important in the first place? End portal frames have existed in nearly every version of Minecraft, so what makes this version special? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. End portal frames can be obtained using explosions. You see, on October 6th, 2011, Beta 1.9 Pre-Release 3 was created, the first version of Minecraft in which end portal frames were introduced. Initially, they were functionless blocks that served as nothing more than a placeholder for future development, which explains why they were obtainable upon release. However, this would all change a week later with the creation of Beta 1.9 Pre-Release 4. Along with the addition of the end dimension, end portal frames received entirely new textures, and were no longer able to be broken by explosions. In other words, Pre-Release 3 is my only hope. With there being 128 strongholds in a Minecraft world, it was possible to obtain 1,536 end portal frames using only 2 stacks of TNT. But in Beta 1.9 Pre-Release 3, there's a second method of getting end portal frames that I've kept hidden this entire time. Death. As I mentioned before, when items were released in older versions of Minecraft, they would sometimes appear in your hotbar automatically, and I discovered that end portal frames are no different. If you create a world in Pre-Release 3, you'll automatically spawn in with a full stack of end portal frames, which is more than 5 strongholds combined. If I place them in a chest and die, I'll respawn with an entirely new stack, and by repeating this process, I can obtain an infinite amount of end portal frames without using any exploits, glitches, or commands whatsoever. You may have also noticed that I spawned in with 3 other items: enchantment tables, bookshelves, and grayed out blocks of dirt. If I opened my inventory and hovered over the dirt with my mouse, my game would crash instantaneously. As it turns out, these were actually the early development version of end portal blocks, but because the end wasn't added until Pre-Release 4, end portal blocks didn't have a name, which made them crash the game if interacted with. Regardless, I continued forward with my original plan. Since end portal frames were useless in Pre-Release 3, I had to see if I could use them in a newer version of Minecraft, which required me to risk corrupting the world entirely. This was it. Now in 1.20.1, there was only one thing left for me to do. What? Holy. I actually can't believe it. Oh my goodness. To make sure they were actually real, I built a portal and spawned in a few Eyes of Ender. It actually worked. There's no way. I was in awe. Not only had I proved that end portal frames were obtainable, but I proved that they could be used to build an end portal in survival Minecraft. After taking in the moment, I decided to call up one of my friends to show them what I had done.
Like legit survival?
Yeah.
That's insane, dog. That's actually really cool.
Now that I knew obtaining end portal frames was actually possible, I set my sights on my next mission, to build the largest end portal in the history of survival Minecraft. But first, I needed to... And we only need to do that 62 more times. After about an hour, I had collected all the frames necessary for my build. This is insane. Like, this is survival Minecraft. I don't even have wood tools. What? In total, I had obtained 4,096 end portal frames, almost 3 times the amount found in a typical Minecraft world. This was a surreal achievement, but I couldn't afford to lose focus. I still had to obtain the same amount of Eyes of Ender, which would require me to gather mass quantities of 2 key resources, blaze rods and ender pearls. So I grabbed some materials and made my way to the Nether to find a fortress. There we go, finally. I've never built a blaze farm before, so hopefully I don't mess anything up. You know, I'm really glad that I got this glass just for it to be completely stuck inside the walls. If I just clear these out, the farm should be done. After enchanting my sword, I began killing blazes and watched as my stash of blaze rods grew larger and larger. However, as the hours passed by, time seemed to move slower and slower, so I had to find a way to entertain myself. If you know what video this is, comment it below and I'll pin the first person to get it right. Feeling rejuvenated, I continued killing blazes until I had acquired all the rods necessary for the portal. And after killing a few endermen and mining some bone blocks, I was ready to locate the stronghold. Oh hey, there it is. As I entered the end, something felt different. I had fought the dragon hundreds of times, but there was something about this time that set it apart from the others. You see, up until now, I was motivating myself with the idea that maybe obtaining one end portal frame was possible, and that maybe I could find a way to use it. But in that moment, while doing something that everyone has done, I felt a wave of confidence wash over me. And as the dragon was defeated, there was one thing I knew for certain. It wasn't a maybe anymore. But even so, the job wasn't finished. If I wanted to build Minecraft's largest end portal, I'd need to gather a lot of ender pearls. But before I could build the farm, I needed some shulker boxes. That's better. After about an hour, I had acquired 7 shulker boxes full of ender pearls. And after crafting over 2,800 Eyes of Ender, I was left with only 1 block to obtain. Podzol. You see, building the end portal itself would require me to construct over 200 individual end portals. And in order to maximize the amount of portal blocks, I needed to connect the portals like this instead of like this. Unfortunately, this isn't as simple of a process as it looks. Filling in the portal frames this way just doesn't work. But there's a well-known trick in Minecraft that allows you to delete end portal frames entirely using red mushroom trees. By utilizing a specific placement of the mushroom tree, I would have perfect spacing to create another portal. And by repeating this process, I could connect any number of portals that I wanted. Lucky for me, I'd collected one of these mushrooms during the early stages of the world, so once I found Podzol, I'd have all the resources I needed. Hey, there it is. I then gathered a few stacks of Podzol before making my way back to spawn, since it only felt right to end the journey in the same place that it started. And after a few minutes, I was able to locate a relatively smooth terrain for the portal. Terraforming the area was relatively easy, and over the next couple of hours, I placed all the Podzol underground and put nearly 1,000 cobblestone slabs in the sky, which I know sounds a bit confusing, but allow me to explain. Earlier I had said that by placing red mushroom trees, I could create the perfect spacing for my end portals, which is true, but the placement of these trees is a little more complicated than you might think. See, with a completely empty environment, mushrooms will grow at a variety of heights, ranging from 5 to 13 blocks tall. But if there are solid blocks in the area that the mushroom's trying to grow, it won't work at all. End portal frames are not considered solid blocks, which is why they can be broken by growing a mushroom tree. But because cobblestone is a solid block, placing slabs of it above the mushrooms can restrict the height at which it'll grow. When done correctly, growing the mushroom 1 block underground guarantees that the end portal frames will be broken. This allows me to only have to grow 1 mushroom tree per end portal, or in other words, cut the overall build time in half. And now, all preparations are finally complete. It's time to make Minecraft history, and build the largest end portal ever made. Missed the last one. Let's go! My hand hurts so bad, but it was so worth it. Like, look at this. This is crazy. Like, this is survival Minecraft. I can't believe it. And it looks like my friends couldn't believe it either. 3, 2, 1.
Wait, what? My gosh. Bro.
Wow, you only got 1,000 frames? That is
1,000? You think that's 1,000 frames?
Fine, I'll find 20.
How do you do that without exploiting?
I obtained end portal frames in survival Minecraft. But there's one important detail I should mention. Parrot didn't actually obtain Bedrock. Or at least, not the way he intended. His video gave me every reason to believe that end portal frames were and would always be unobtainable in survival Minecraft. I had no reason to think that I could obtain one, let alone find a method to obtain an infinite amount of them. But there I stood, having accomplished far more than I could have possibly imagined. All because I gave myself a chance to redefine the impossible. So if there's one thing you take from this video, it's that if you have a dream, don't let anybody tell you that it's impossible. This video was the beginning of me obtaining my dream. Thank you.